The world is full of suffering, but very few things are as painful as seeing a young toddler going through this much pain. This innocent girl is called Akarabo Denise. She is just 2 months old. When her mother was expecting her, she was thrilled just like any other woman. But the day she gave birth to her was the darkest she had ever seen. Her eyes could not believe it when she saw the head of the baby girl that she had just given birth to. She could do nothing but shed tears and let them roll down her face. The doctors too were traumatized upon seeing the tumor on the baby's head. Sadly, they immediately declared that there was nothing that could be done about it. This broke her mother's heart even further. Well, giving birth to her was only a tip on the iceberg. The real troubles were waiting just around the corner. As the girl grows up, the tumor also grows as well. This makes her life even more difficult. Mukama Zimaka Clementine is her mother. She is the one responsible to take care of this baby. She had given birth to 4 other healthy babies before. This is her 5th child and her biggest burden. She lost her job because of this child. Her marriage is also at stake. Her husband believes that she cheated on him, that's why she gave birth to this baby. As if that's not enough, her neighbors also have isolated her. Her friends want nothing and totally nothing to do with Clementine. She is on her own now. She is battling a deep depression crisis. This might result into something worse if not taken care of. But what is this child suffering from? Is there any kind of hope for recovery? Is this a result of witchcraft, just as said by her nearby neighbors? Well, this is her sad story. Clementine and her husband did not want to give birth to a 5th child. They were already struggling to raise the other 4 children, which was already hard. Later on, she realized that she was pregnant again. This couple sat and talked about it. They decided to keep this baby and agreed that it was the last time. On the day of delivery, she gave birth to this young girl who came out with a huge tumor, to the surprise of everyone, including the doctors who assisted her to give birth. As you can imagine, giving birth to a child with such a huge tumor is quite a challenge. This left this lady permanently disabled. She was born with this condition. Giving birth to her was very tough and difficult. It was like I was facing death myself. Giving birth to this baby was the biggest challenge that I've ever faced. It was only God that saved my life and the baby's life as well. A few days after she gave birth, this lady was transferred to a much bigger hospital for further examination. It was discovered that the tumor is only outside of the head. It does not affect the brain in any way. This is good news since it increases the baby's chances of recovery through surgery. But realistically, the local doctors could not do anything else to help this baby, though what they had been told from the bigger hospital restored some sort of hope into this baby's mother. But on the other side, this woman was fighting this huge battle alone because no one ever visited her during the 2 weeks that she spent in the hospital after giving birth. This was also another reason that she was heavily depressed. She relied upon strangers for everything, including food, the bills for her child's medicine, and a lot more. Honestly, the doctors did not have anything else to do with the child. They were just simply sad and kept on looking at me. I spent all my days at the hospital crying, wondering what will happen to my daughter. Additionally, I did not have anyone to support me at the hospital. I was there alone without anyone to turn to. It was only Good Samaritans that used to bring for me food to eat since I had no one to do it. After 2 weeks at the hospital, I was discharged, and that is when I had to come back home. When this lady came back home, she quickly noticed something weird that was happening to her child. During the first days after birth, her baby's eyes and lips were in the right places on her face. But as she was growing, her face started deforming as a result of the tumor that was growing, and it is badly affecting the position of the parts of the baby's face. Additionally, this tumor is extremely heavy. This lady is required to hold her baby at all time. She does this in order to balance the position of her baby's head correctly. She has to hold this baby in her arms even when she is asleep, as this young baby hardly sleeps. She does not sleep on a mattress. I have to hold her in my arms until she is asleep. When she is sleeping, I try my best not to change the position, or else this baby would wake up. I have to wait for as long as this baby is still sleeping. I also have to make sure that nothing and totally nothing touches her, because this baby is quite sensitive when something gets close to her or her head. Because of the needs of her child, Clementine is no longer able to go out and make money to take care of her family. Moreover, doctors have warned her to never engage in any kind of job that requires physical effort. Her disabled husband is also no longer able to work as well. This puts the entire family into the risk of extreme poverty. This innocent girl is the biggest victim, as her mother struggles to find enough breast milk for her baby. She cries all night. I mostly spend all of my nights sitting with her, trying to calm her down. The only way that I can do so is by breastfeeding her. Sometimes I struggle to even find enough breast milk. It is obvious that I'm very poor. I hardly eat, and this affects the amount of breast milk that I should provide. I no longer go to work. The only thing I do is hold on to her the entire day and take care of her needs. She cries a lot because of the pain that she is going through. This is why I have to spend all my time around her. Well, this child is not the only problem that this lady has. Her husband has also changed ever since this baby was born. He has been traumatized and repeatedly keeps telling his wife that he is not the father of this baby girl. Clementine suspects her friends and neighbors that they are the ones who talk such things into her husband's mind because he was a good man before this baby was born. He always tells me that he is not at all responsible for this child. I guess it is his friends that encourage him to think that way, especially because the other children that we have are quite healthy. It is very difficult for me and very difficult for him as well. Well, doctors have told this woman that with advanced treatment, there is hope that her child can recover. They say that the tumor is outside her head and not inside. It can be removed through surgery, but for this to happen, the baby has to get treated as quickly as possible to maximize her chances of recovery. That is why this lady needs a hand, and she is asking for help from all of us because the surgery is way too expensive. I would kindly like to ask for support from everyone that is watching so that my baby can get advanced treatment abroad. I no longer work. My husband is also disabled. We struggle with life each and every day. We even struggle to get the most basic things. I wish that I could see my child healthy, but we cannot achieve that right now because we are poor and we cannot afford the treatment that is required. But with the help of everyone that is watching, I have great hope that my baby will be a healthy one just like others. If you want to support this woman, you can do it via the GoFundMe link that is in the description of this video and pinned in the topmost comment. Thank you for watching the Intacs. Let us participate in making the world a better place. Thank you for watching. My name is Prince.